The life of Moses. In Genesis, that's why I repeat them, I'm going to have to go in there. In Genesis 46 from verse 25 and verse 26. Now, apart from Jacob, body was 66. Yeah. Jacob was 67. Right. Because Joseph already in the land of Egypt with his two sons, that's is right. 3 and 67 or 17. Jacob body was 66. Yeah. Jacob was 67. Right. Because Joseph already in the land of Egypt with his two sons, that's is right. 3 and 67 or 17. Jacob body was 66. Yeah. Jacob was 67. Right. Because Joseph already in the land of Egypt with his two sons, that's is right. 3 and 67 or 17.
So now the man of God went into Genesis where Moses counted 66 of the family or the loins or the relatives of Jacob. Jacob made 67, right? Joseph was already in Egypt with his two sons. Now that's 70. Joseph was already in Egypt with his two sons. Now that's 70. Joseph was already in Egypt with his two sons. Now that's 70.
All right, folks, here I go again. As you can see, I am waiting. You probably wonder who is All True 64 waiting on. Well, I'm waiting on the so-called fake apostle John McGregor and his minister Lion Luke to come and prove me wrong before the public about Genesis 46:26. Now, as you can see, I played both of them's clip, and you can see where they believe and teach that when being that Joseph and his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, was already in Egypt, that they wasn't numbered among the 66 out of Jacob's loins, according to Genesis 46:26. And I say that Joseph and his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim, was part of the 66 that came out of Jacob's loins. Now, they teach that Jacob was 67, so they add in Jacob to the 70 that went into Egypt. Jacob was not part of the 70 that went into Egypt. Jacob cannot come out of his own loins, folks. He cannot come out of his own loins. So they erred when they said Jacob was part of the 70 that went into Egypt. Jacob was not part of the 70. Jacob was part of the 75 that Stephen was talking about in Acts 7:14. See, they claim that Stephen made a mistake when he said 75 and it says 70. But you got to realize, if you go back in Acts 7:14, Stephen was not talking about 75 going into Egypt. He was talking about 75 generally. He was talking about all of them, including Jacob. All right? He was talking about Jacob, and I'm going to go ahead and tell and reveal it to you. When Stephen was talking about the 75, he was talking about Jacob and his 4 wives. You got Leah, Rachel, the 2 concubines, which also was his wives. They was given to him for wife, and they became his wife. So Jacob had 4 wives, which all the 12 tribes of Israel came about. Leah had 6 of the sons. Rachel had 2, which she had Joseph and Benjamin. Belhal, she had 2, and Zelpha had 2, which were all equal 12 sons of Jacob. Now, when it mentioned the 70, 70 went into Egypt, including Jacob. That's true. But I'm going to prove to him that 70 was the descendants of Jacob. And those 66 was only those that came out of his loins from the first and second generation. But the rest came out from the third generation. See, this is about to get ready to reveal it to him now. I hope he go do his searching. And then if I do that, see, I hate to go ahead and try to reveal everything right now. Now, y'all probably say, oh, well, he ain't revealing nothing. Well, I want him to jump. And I'm going to say it again. The 70 consists of the 66 that came out of Jacob's loin, which was from the first and second generation. The other 4 was from the third generation, which would equal 70. Now, the 75 that Stephen was talking about in Acts 7:14, it was talking about the 70 of his that came out, all came out of his loins, the 66 from the first and second generation, and the 4 from the third generation, which would equal 70. So the 75 would be Jacob and his 4 wives. That's it. That's the mystery of it. And that's what that's what I can prove with Bible chapter and verse. So Lion Luke and your fake apostle John McGregor, you got it. I'm gonna put it out there like that and condemn it. I want you to condemn it. That's all I want you to do. Give me Bible to condemn it. I don't want your mouth. I need Bible chapter and verse to condemn that I'm wrong about what I just explained. I double dare you. Jacob was not part of the 70. And Joseph was part of the 70. Joseph was also part of the 66 that was mentioned in Genesis 46:26 that came out of his loins, because Joseph and his 2 sons was considered from the first and second generation. But there's 4 that they missed that was considered out of the third generation that make up the whole 70. See? And now he's going to go do his searching. I want him to. I want him to go do his searching. So, folks, that's it. It's time to put this baby to rest. They claim I've been running. I ain't been running. I've been waiting on them to come forward. But since they ain't going to come forward, it's time to put this baby to rest. I'm ready to put it to rest. So, McGregor, you and Lion Luke, here's my email address. I already gave you my conference call number. Now I'm going to give you the email address. I gave it to you once, but I'm not getting no response from you fellas. So, all right. Now, my email address is alltruth64@gmail.com. That's alltruth64@gmail.com. Leave me your comment, or let's find out where can we, what platform we're going to use to set up for the debate, for y'all to prove me wrong. I want both of you. I want to kill both of you at the same time with Bible chapter and verse. So McGregor, Lion Luke, the waiting is over. I don't want no excuses. Let's find a platform. Let's get on that platform so the thing can be recorded, so it can be posted on YouTube, so they can see that I stopped your lying mouths about Genesis 46:26, about the 70 going into Egypt, and about the 75 that was mentioned in Acts 7:14 by Stephen, or Stephen, however you want to pronounce his name. When Stephen was talking about the 75, he was getting everybody. He was getting all the relatives. He was getting Jacob, the wives, and plus the 70 that went into Egypt, which was 75. But it didn't say 75 went into Egypt. He was just counting the relatives of everybody. I want y'all to get this wrong now. Now, he wasn't saying that 75 came into Egypt. All right? It was only 70 that went into Egypt, but it was only 66 that came out of Jacob's loins that was from the first and second generation. The one from the third generation was also the 4 that was added in. All right? So it was his 4 grandsons. Great-grandsons. It was Jacob's great-grandsons that consists of the 4 with the 66 that came out of his loins from the first and second generation. That's what the 66 come in at. Now, where you going to get the other 4 to equal 70? you're going to get his great-grandchildren. Jacob had 4 great-grandchildren that was born unto him before he went into Egypt, and that constitutes the 70. Not Jacob being 67 and then Joseph being in Egypt and his 2 sons 68, 69, 70. You are a liar. Joseph and his 2 sons was already added to the 66. And I double dare y'all to come prove me wrong. I double dare you. So folks, I'm waiting on this false apostle, McGregor, and his minister, Lion Luke, to come forward to prove me wrong. And I guarantee you they won't do it. I guarantee you they will not set it up to try to prove me wrong. I'll get back up with y'all and let y'all know if they have responded to my email to find out what platform we're going to use for them to prove their point and for me to prove my point. I know I'm going to prove my point. I'm going to prove them as to be liars. And I believe they know it. Since now I done already revealed the 4 that was supposed to complete the 70. Yes, I said the 4 that complete the 66. You got 66 that came out of his loins from the first and second generation. From his sons and his sons' sons. And the 4 that was left was his great-grandchildren of the 3rd generation, which will equal 70. All right? It will equal 70, and I'm ready to prove it to the public and to these 2 liars that claim that I lied about Genesis, or I lied on Moses when he said 75. Well, Stephen was only going by the mystery of what was in it. Stephen knew. He was a man filled with the Holy Ghost. He knew. He knew about the 75. He knew he was talking about the 70 that came out of his law. He knew he was talking about the 66 from the first and second generation. He knew about the 4 came from the 3rd generation. He knew that the 75 consisted of Jacob and his 4 wives. This liar claimed that it was 2 wives, but I already proved them wrong in that. Jacob had 4 wives. Jacob had 4 wives, and I dare anybody out there to come and jump and prove me wrong that all 4 wasn't Jacob's wives. Oh, they only know about Leah and Rachel. Yeah, I agree. They was his wives, but also the handmaidens, which was called the concubines, they became his wife also. They was given to him, they was given to Jacob to be wife, and then when he went in unto them and had sex with them, they became his wives. Plain and simple. Now make me prove it. That's it. Make me prove it. That's all you got to do. So folks, this is All Truth 64 again, waiting for the liar McGregor and his sidekick Lion Luke to come forward to prove All Truth 64 wrong, since y'all say that I've been running to prove the 70 that came into Egypt and the 75. Well, I'm here to prove it. The wait is over. I ain't been running at all. Y'all just ain't been responding. So, but I'm going to make you respond now. You're either going to respond or people are going to consider y'all as a liar, because you're not going to bring forth what you're proving. Now, if you don't bring forth what you're proving, I'm going to reveal it to them anyway. I'm going to show them my point, to make my statement, or to make what I believe to be true. And it's up to y'all to try to prove your point. But if you don't come forth and face me before the public so this thing can be recorded and posted on YouTube, then I'm going to go ahead and reveal it to them anyway. And I'm going to let the truth be told. That's it. Plain and simple. So, folks, this is All Truth 64 again. Signing off. Peace.